I got an impromptu video for you guys. I was not planning to purchase these. I was not planning to review them, nothing. However, today I have seen the colors and I wanted everything from the collection. I'm talking about the new Patrick Ta Spring 2024 collection. I keep saying 2023. So he came out with new blushes and new color lip gloss, plumping gloss. So I picked up almost everything. I picked up all 3 blushes and then 4 out of the 5 colors for the lip gloss. Now this, I think I wanted just 1 or 2, but the colors when I swatched them in store, they were so different, and I thought you guys may want to know and or like see them applied, because one that's popular, I had some thoughts on it. So that's what we're doing today. We're gonna try these blushes on. I'm gonna pull out my other Patrick Taupe blushes. I don't have everything from him or like the other colors, but whatever I have and resembles these colors, I will swatch. So let's get started. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Tania. I'd love for you to subscribe down below. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok. I'm not there much, but you know, it's still there. So let's get started. The blushes are $38 each, and then the Plumping lip gloss is $26 each. I am going to start actually with the lipsticks just to kind of get them out of the way. Of course, like always, I'm going to have timestamps down below. But he came out with this formula, I think a year ago or maybe a little bit longer. And I do have one of, or maybe 2. I know I have this one. This is the superficial color. It's really beautiful. It's definitely plumping. I think it has cinnamon in it. So if you're not a fan of cinnamon, these are not for you. But these colors are so rich and pigmented. So I couldn't decide which ones I wanted to review. I'll tell you which one I initially picked, which is actually this one right here. Let's start with, I guess, the lightest one. This color is a kind of light pink, kind of baby milky pink, and it looks beautiful. But when I put it on my lips, and I tried all of these in store, when I put it on my lips, I was, to be honest, a little bit disappointed because it went a little bit patchy. But I have another color from Milk. This is their version of that milky gloss. And this was another reason why initially I skipped on this, because these colors are almost identical. The Patrick Ta is just a little bit more milky. And then the Milk one is in the color Soul Surge. It's a beautiful formula. It's a little bit glossier than the Patrick Ta. It doesn't have that plumping effect, but I wanted to swatch them side by side. I also have this Chanel lipstick. I don't think this is similar. It's definitely sheerer right here. It has a lot more gloss, but the undertone is kind of similar. Now, I personally love these milky colors, and I don't have a ton. I'm sorry, my phone's going off. I threw it on the ground for you guys. But I don't have a ton of these milky colors, so I was excited to see this, but I'll swatch it real quick for you. I just felt like it looked a little bit streaky. So let's put this on. It's very intense. But from my experience with these milky glosses, they do tend to be a little bit streaky, a little bit more maybe patchy, and you have to work the product in because it's just the color is so white base that it tends to have some streakiness. However, the color is beautiful. I would wear this color mainly over a nude lipstick. I obviously have a liner on right now. It is the Anastasia in Deep Taupe, I think. Yes, in Deep Taupe. So this is the milky shade, the lightest one, and I like it overall. It's just in store, I felt like it was gathering a little bit right here. So what I would do is I would go in there with my finger and remove some of the product from like the inner lip part. This is a really pretty color. And I think over a nude lipstick, it's gonna look beautiful. I would probably never wear it just by itself. I would wear it with a lip liner in this, but by itself, I can't pull that off. So I need some sort of definition. And I think this is going to be popular. I think a lot of people are interested in this color, but this is the one that I like put it on the shelf. I put it back on my card. I put it back on the shelf. And I was like, I think you guys want to see this color, and that's why I picked it up. So this is Say Less. Now, these are not lip oils. These are a rich, glossy, plumping formula, and they are plumping. Like, you will feel this on your lips. So don't compare it to the Summer Friday oils or other products that are oils. These are glosses. They're a little thicker than a regular oil, and they have the slightest stickiness to them. Not bad, but enough that you notice that, okay, this is not a lip oil. It's definitely a little thicker. However, because you do have that, these last so much better than like a lip oil. I have a pimple coming in right at the Cupid's bow of my lip. Okay, let's move on to the color Need Her. This is the one that I immediately put in my basket. I thought it was just such a pretty color that doesn't really need a lipstick underneath. So let's put this on. See how pigmented these are? That's a lot of color for a gloss like this. Now, this color is pretty much 10 out of 10 for me. I love the color, the undertone, how pigmented it is, how glossy it is. This is beautiful. It's not streaky whatsoever. Let's wipe this off. My lips will be so plumped by the end of this video. Moving on to the color Obviously, because I feel like it's obvious that everybody's gonna buy this color. It's just a beautiful nudie brown color, like a go-to. I feel like my lips are looking plumper and plumper with each application. I mean, obviously, this is a perfect color. Such a good name. I think anybody's gonna like this. Even if you're more fair, it's gonna give you a little bit of color. If you're really deep, it's gonna be that beautiful lighter nude. For me, obviously, it's just an everyday kind of nude brown. It's just beautiful. There's nothing wrong with this color. It's perfection. Now, if you over apply these glosses, you will get that stickiness in the inner lip. So what I like to do is just pat that out, or kind of put my finger in, and then that will come off and I won't struggle with the stickiness there. If you put a light layer, you won't have that issue, but if you pack this gloss on, I definitely notice a little bit of that stickiness of the gloss. Okay, so the lip liner I chose now is the Anastasia Cool Brown, because we have the color Mine, and this is such a rich chocolatey brown. Oh, so these are all the swatches. I think the colors are very different, very pigmented, and you can definitely see a big difference on these on the lips. Okay, let's put this one on. Look how intense that is. I'm gonna try to spread it out a little bit before adding more. Now with this color, because it's so pigmented and it goes against my lips that are so fair, that you can kind of in the beginning see a little bit of streakiness where the product's just trying to blend in, but I haven't touched my lips with my finger to blend it out, and it's already kind of smoothed out. But with this one, you don't need a lip liner. In store, I wore it without a lip liner. And I had no intention of buying this one, but once I saw it on my lips, I was like, oh, yes, this is so pretty. I am going to use my finger to just blur this and make it a little bit less intense. You can do that. I mean, it's still an intense color, but it's not in your face, extremely chocolatey. So you can definitely make it a little bit more wearable, but I love this color. I think it's so rich and beautiful. I think it's gonna work again on so many different skin tones because it's a lot of pigment. Obviously this color on deeper skin tones, it's gonna be glorious. So this is the color Mine, and I really love it. I'm really impressed with the color choices that he came out with. There's a deeper one that has a little bit more berry in it. That one did not look good on me, okay? I did try it, but this one, I had to get it just because I found the color so interesting. Still wearable, but so juicy. The color I'm going to wear for the rest of the video is Need Her, just because it's the most, I think, neutral in work with most of the blushes. You know what? Let's add a little bit of this light shade right in the center. I probably should have used my finger to not get the wand dirty, but this way we have even more dimension in the center. Just a reminder that these are plumping. They use, I think, cinnamon to plump your lips. So if you don't like that plumping feeling, you're gonna hate these because you can really feel it. It's not painful, but it's there. And these are glosses, okay? They're not lip oils, not like all the other things that we've been reviewing on this channel. Okay, let's move on to the blushes. Now, I pulled out my Patrick Taupe blushes. I only have 3 small ones, and then I have 1 big one. I should have another one, but I think I gifted that to somebody. I didn't love that palette. It was the big one the year after this one was released. So I think I did give that to my niece or somebody. So I don't have that to compare anymore, but I have Do We Know Her, She's So LA, and then She's Blushing. I am going to start with, let's start with the pink one. Oh my gosh, this looks so beautiful. Look at this shade. Isn't this such a beautiful, cool tone blue pink? I really hope on me it will like show up bluish and not pull warm, because most blushes pull pretty warm on me. Here is the color Just Enough, and it looks beautiful, much more pigmented than I thought it would be. A little bit of the blush and go here. Whew. Definitely pigmented. This color is so intense. I don't know what I was thinking. I already knew that the Patrick Taupe blushes are so pigmented. I love this color. It is so beautiful. Even the powder by itself, it almost has a shift in it. Very, very pigmented, guys. I'm going to take the same brush and pick up the cream. And this is my favorite part. I'm going to add it on top. Oh my gosh, this is so intense. I'm gonna look absolutely crazy. Okay, let's just kind of calm that down. Wow, I was not expecting this to be so pigmented. I think because it's so fair, or it looks so fair, I was like, oh, we could just go full on ham, but no. It is intense. Well, at least you'll be able to tell the color difference. So Patrick Taupe recommends to put the powder first and then the cream on top. I love doing that. I follow that rule with his formula. Oh, what a beautiful color. Absolutely gorgeous. And it definitely is not pulling warm on me. It's staying definitely pink. The only shade that I have here that is remotely similar is this one right here, and that is called She's a Doll. Here we have She's a Doll, and then the new blush in Just Enough, and you can tell how much more blue based this one is than the other pink. Let's try the next shade, which is called She's the Moment. Okay, this one next to Do We Know Her? I thought these would be the most similar ones. And there's some similarities in that. I'm going to swatch them. This color for summer. Oh, it's going to be absolute perfection. So beautiful. Now let's swatch Do We Know Her? Which I think is going to be more peachy rather than corally. Yeah. Here we have Do We Know Her? And then She's the Moment. This is a little bit more corally than Do We Know Her. The only other shade that I have is She's a Vibrant, but they're very different, but I'm going to swatch them either way. She's the Moment, and then She's a Vibrant. Very, very different. Let's try this on. I'm using the same brush, Refer 04, but this is a brand new brush. I have 3 or 4 different brushes from this, and this one's still kind of dense. It will open up and be a lot fluffier. Right now it's a little bit more dense, but I don't have a ton of clean blush brushes, and I wanted to make sure that I don't put any other color on this. Yes. Oh yes. This is the one I almost didn't pick up. How silly of me. Wow, this is such a unique shade. I don't think I have a blush this color in my entire collection. Let's put a little bit of the cream. Oh my goodness, it's making it even better. Wow, it's so intense though. She's the Moment is the absolute perfect name for this blush. I think it's going to be the blush of the season, the spring summer season. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the pink one's beautiful, but I prefer this one on my skin tone. Just overall, I think it is, oh, it's perfect. Wow, I don't have any blush that's like this in my entire collection. Here are the 2 blushes. They're definitely very different undertones, brightness. I over applied the blush, the pink one in the beginning, but I think it works just fine. Love them. Now on to the last shade, and this is Not Too Much. Oh yes, look at that gorgeousness. Let's swatch this, and I'm going to swatch a couple other ones next to it. Again, with the name, what a perfect name, Not Too Much. This is the definition of not too much. Now, this is such a good everyday blush, not too intense, it's not too pink, not too warm. It's just that beautiful neutral shade. Absolutely gorgeous. Before I put this on, I'm going to swatch She's Blushing next to it. And I'm also going to swatch She's So LA. Gosh, this used to be my everyday blush. One of my favorites. Here are the swatches. We have Not Too Much right here. She's Blushing here. And then She's So LA. She's So LA is definitely much more brown tone. She's Blushing, surprisingly, seems a little bit warmer than Not Too Much. And it definitely has a lot more depth to it. But you can tell that they're very different. And I think that on the cheek, they will look quite different as well. Because this one seems a little bit lighter. Has some rosiness in it, but not too much. It just seems to be like such a balanced shade. Let's try this on. Making sure I got the right one. They all look a little bit similar, right? This is Not Too Much, and this is She's Blushing. You can see that this is more neutral. This, in the pan, it looks a little bit more cool tone, but in the swatch, you saw that there was some warmth to it. So that's very interesting. She's So LA looks like a bronzer next to these, but She's Blushing and Not Too Much are, similar in the pan. But let's see it on the cheek. I am taking this RMS brush. I haven't used it in a long time, so hopefully it works. Oh yes, absolutely. This is definitely a little bit more rosy, not pink, but more of a little bit of rosiness in it rather than warmth. That's literally perfect. That is a perfect everyday blush. Not too much, not too little. It has a little shift in it. This reminds me of a Chanel color, Very, very elegant, soft, like perfect. Absolutely perfect. Our neighbor got drums. And I think he's like a few houses down, but you can hear it, okay? You can always hear it, and I guess he's really into it, or she, I don't know who it is. And every time around noon or when he or she gets back from school, you hear the drums. Hopefully you guys can enjoy the show with me. Not Too Much is pretty much perfection in a blush. This is definitely going to be my everyday color. The one that you don't have to think about, that will work with cooler undertones like eye look. It will work with warmer. It just kind of blends in with whatever you have because it doesn't lean too cool tone or warm. Love it. Let's try the cream shade. If Patrick Ta was intimidating you because of the colors, the intense colors that he has, this is it. This is it for you. I am building this up so you can see it on camera, but you do not need to have it this intense. The camera tends to make the blush look a little bit less vibrant, so I try to build it up, but you don't have to. You can have a wash of color. Oh my gosh. Wow. So good, guys. It's perfect. Not too much. Those drums are so loud. I've been waiting to see if they're going to calm down a little bit, but now they're full force, full on concert. So that's my cue to end this video. The blush, perfection. Perfection. All three colors are wonderful. Ooh, I want to say that this one is my favorite out of his entire collection. I think the She's Too LA could pull a little bit too brown sometimes on some people. I love it, but for an everyday blush, this is the best one. There's no doubt about that. Also, the peachy one, corally one, She's the Moment. I think this is my most unique blush in my collection. It looks so good on the cheeks. And this one, I think it's going to be popular just enough. Stunning. Even though a blush like this pulls usually pretty warm on me, it's like I can't pull off a cool tone blush. This one stayed the most cool tone out of all my other blushes, like the Dior, the Too Faced, all of those that have that blue base. This is the coolest tone out of all of them. This release from Patrick Ta is so good. I was not interested in this at all. I mean, when I saw that he's coming out with new blushes and new lip glosses, I was like, okay, swipe. I don't care for this. And then I saw the colors and I was like, I want to try that. I really want to try it. And now I could not be more happy that I picked these up. Even the glosses, I'm impressed with the colors of the glosses and how pigmented they are. So to me, this was a smash hit. A great release from Patrick Ta. And if you're interested, just check these out. These are $38, which I know they're expensive, but you get two different formulas. You get a beautiful packaging. Also, the lips are still glossy. The pigment is still there. If I had the Summer Friday lip oil, it would be gone by now. I would have to reapply, but because these are a little bit, I mean, it's a gloss with a little bit more thickness to it, these will stay on so much longer. So that's a thumbs up as well. The drums have stopped right when I finished the video. That's it for now, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts down below. I know a lot of you guys were interested on Instagram. I did a poll and it was like 80-something% of you guys wanted a review. So hopefully I can edit it real quick, get it out today so you guys can see the colors. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you in the comments down below and in my next video. Bye.